little show and tell, a little bit of demos, a little bit of Q&A, anything we've got. If you have a question, shout it out in the chat. And going to go through and show you some of the stuff I've created, some of the areas where we're working on. Yeah, so here we go. Off we go. And let's move that out of the way so you can see the page. First thing I'm going to talk about is 3D shopping. So you're familiar with shopping websites. This one's just a sample of a shopping website. They deal with nutritious products. And if we go down here, you can see all their various products. If you click on one, you can see the page. You can read about the item. And of course, you can add it to your cart. And you also have a cart up here. Oh, just for the demo, I'm going to take everything out of the cart. Okay, and we're going to return to shop. And so we can find different products. We can click on them. Notice there's 0 items in the cart and everything. Okay, so now to do 3D shopping, what I did was I don't want to reinvent the wheel. You already have a website. You already have an online store. There's 4 million people out there, that have, different online stores, if not more than that. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make it simple, but yet use the experience you already have. So the purpose behind doing it the way I did it is that you have your online store. We want the sales to happen at your online store, and I just want to extend out your reach so that you're reaching into 3D land to get sales for your typical online store. And how I did that is this. First of all, one step first. First of all, when you have a normal website, you usually have something like www. And then you have your .com address, or you have it without the www. But what I do for 3D websites is I use that same domain name, but then I use 3D instead of www. So basically, you can have both. They can live side by side, and they work together. So with everything starting out here, first thing you want to do is I'm just going to refresh the page so you see the same experience that a user would get going to your website. So they typed in your address. The first thing is we want them to give them some type of identity so that they walk around in the scene. Now, without logging on, you can actually select between male and female, and then there's a little bit of customization you can do. The next part is if you do log in, you can actually choose from 10 different avatars, including 5 male, 5 female, one of them being what you're seeing here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick one. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set a couple colors. And I'm just going to customize it a little bit just so that we have some different look to it. And this is the same experience the users can do. You can hold the mouse button down and drag it to whatever color you'd like it to be. You can select it on a touch screen. You can pick the joints or the surfaces, and you can click it in the scene. You can click it, down here on the list, and you can select your colors. Once you finish doing your colors, next one, I'm going to pick a couple animations just because, it's fun. First thing is if I go in here, let's make it a happy walk. So now if I walk, see, he's kind of happy-go-lucky, yay. Okay, so that's the happy walk. And the other thing is there's optional gestures which allow us to select different things. We can say, okay, I want to load up a simple wave. And if you notice, he disappears real quick. What it's doing is it's reloading the avatar with this animation in place. So then I'm going to select the second one. Let's go with over here. So he knows when we're over here, and he can run. We can get other people's attention. As you can see, there's about 200 animations in here, so there's quite a few to choose from. If somebody counts them, they'll probably find out not all of them are in the optional gestures, but there are a bunch of them in between every one of the type of walk, run, backwards, forwards, turn, strife, the whole bit. So, okay, third one, we got a victory gesture. And last one, let's have some fun. Down at the bottom, I put in some different dances. So we're going to go with the snake hip hop. Okay, and now that we have those in place, I'm going to close the avatar settings, which leads right to loading the scene. I'm going to close that out of the way for right now. And the next thing is it loads up the 3D store. Now, mind you, this is an extension of your two-dimensional store. So the products are going to automatically populate on the store shelves. Now, just before I did this test today, I'm going to be completely honest with you, and like I said, this is a complete open, this is what I'm doing right now, and I'm basically going to show you as it is. So there's one adjustment I need to make, and that is, for some reason when you first walk in, it has one product on all the shelves instead of the random sample of everything. But if I go to categories over here, which, let me get a little bit closer, I want you to know all, of course, is everything, but then these 4 categories that you see here are a direct extension of the categories in their shop that they created. So I'm actually reading them in from WooCommerce under WordPress. So what I get is the exact same 4 categories. You can pick it by categories, and if you notice on our homepage, on this particular homepage, there's different category settings here. They show a few of them, but I'm going to go into shop. And now that I've clicked all, you can select just one of them and it will sort by just that category. If there are more displays than what you're currently, the number of products that you have, it will repaint them onto each one of them. So let's say I had 3 products. You're going to see a 3, and then 3, and then 3 all the way around the room until everything's covered, so that all product displays have something on them. If it's more than what shows on the displays, I haven't quite added the thing to page through them and change what's next, but I'm working on a search page so you can be very specific of what you're looking for, and I'm also working on being able to page through so you can show, refresh and show the next pages of whatever the results are for what's on the thing. So now that we picked something, I want to show you what the display cases look like. And you should know in this particular case, they're 2-sided. When you're designing a building, I actually give you 3 choices. There's this version, which is square, and they're 2-sided so that the buttons and pictures, and notice the title on the top, if you move your mouse over the picture, it gives you the short description that you put in WooCommerce. And then if you highlight over the price tag, then you can actually click on that and it becomes a window frame. Now the frame is actually showing the same page as the original website. Okay, so you have this on here. If I click on one of these and view it, then basically this page is the same thing as the page for the same product, obviously. Okay, so you can click add to cart here and you can continue shopping. You can even check out by clicking here. It doesn't matter. You're using your website just wrapped up from within mine, from the 3D site. So it basically extends like a mask. It shows a new view of how to display and show off your products. So you can also click on add to cart. And when I click add to cart, it not only opens the window again, but notice one item in the cart, and when I look on the page, I'm viewing the cart page, and I also have that product already in here. And if that's all they want, they can click proceed to checkout, they can click on PayPal, whatever they want to do. The normal options from your website. Notice that if I come in here, now it says 1 item. It said 0 before. And so if I click on that, I'm looking at the same cart here and the same cart here. So it is the same session. It is the exact same cart. Okay, that means that my 3D website is not doing any of the transaction work. I am not processing credit cards. You are on your site, your original way. It also means when you submit and do an order, you'll see your order lists in the same place. I'm not touching any of that stuff. The only thing I'm doing is I'm displaying the product information on click. I'm pulling certain information like the picture that you set is the feature image. I pull the title so that you see it in the display. I pull the short description so that when you highlight over one of the images, it turns to to the text. And then I pull the price, the sales price that you're currently you have it for, and I added read more. And then of course when you click add to shopping cart, I tell it to put it in the shopping cart. And then it shows you your shopping cart and you work from there. So all it is a mask and a front end in 3D that is extending your current shopping cart. So as you update your products there, they're automatically updated here. You do not have to do anything on your 3D site to maintain it once the site's built. Okay, so that gets you past that part. Now people can buy the product, and of course you can close that out, and you can You basically have extended your 3D shopping cart or your shopping cart to work in 3D. Okay, now another thing that is in a lot of the stores is I add a link for shopping cart at all the registers. So somebody can click that and they can bring up a cart. So if they were browsing around and dropping things in the cart and all of a sudden they closed everything off, you don't have the picture anymore. You don't have the link back to the website. So I add 3D shopping cart right there, view your shopping cart there. And if they go to head out the door and go someplace else, it's next to the door too, and you can click that and you can be reminded, hey, check out, you had something in your cart. Do you want to purchase that? So a little bit of friendly stuff, a little bit of promotion, a little bit of helping them out, helping them find their sites. Okay, and when we start dropping this into other scenes and when people come to visit, I forgot one little thing you can do here, and that is if I run over here, I can actually log on to the website with my character. I can come over here, I can stand behind the counter, I can go walk around my store, and as people come into the store, I can click on my little animation tab and, hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. Welcome to my store. And I can make it, I'll be able to make it say things. Right now we're doing the animations, but we'll open up the microphones, we'll open up everything so you can actually get their attention and do a little bit more. Okay, so then we have the snake hip hop dance. Is it going to do it? Do we have a snake hip hop dance today? I don't know what that one is. Okay, here it is. No, that's walking sideways. Okay, we don't have a snake hip hop today. Okay, no problem. We'll get to that later on. Like I said, it's in beta. We're work in progress. It's working on it, and we're getting there for a lot of the stuff. But you can work your store, and then even though you are in your store, if people go to your store, even if it's in another scene, when they walk up in front of your store and come through the doors, you will see them from every scene. So you could see 20 people in your store, and it could be 5 people in 4 different scenes. You'll get to see them all and interact with them and help them and everything else. You're going to be able to, when I'm done, you're going to be able to click on something and say, oh, this is what you're looking for, and you type in something, and you also, it changes all the product displays for their screen, telling them, here, this is what you're looking for, and they just have to walk up to the product displays and read about them and click on them and buy them. The other thing we can do is you can also click on somebody else in a chat and chat with them directly. And so we'll demo that at a later time, but if you click on somebody through the door, it opens a text window on the top, bottom left, and you'll be able to type things back and forth to that person. So you can ask them if they need any assistance, you can ask them what they're looking for, and then you can help them, point them in the right direction, and change all the products. So we're going to make this a working job for you. We're going to make it where you can work your store in one place and be in many different scenes.